Dude, I can't hear anything. Do you like my hat? Do you like my hat for real? Can you guess what movie we're talking about today? This is gonna be so good. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, or welcome to the Pickle Jar. This is What's the Dill? I'm your host, Mackenzie Pickle. Merry Christmas! I hope y'all had a great Christmas. I know I did. I got to spend time with my family and friends, and I got to celebrate the reason for the season, Jesus. Today, I want to review my all-time favorite Christmas movie ever, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Of course, the live-action Jim Carrey version. It's the best. Now, let's grab a handful of popcorn, shrimp, and blow out of here. Was that cheesy? Yes. Get used to it. I can quote the whole movie. Of course, I couldn't do an intro without using one of my favorite quotes. Let's get on to the review. Disclaimer, really fast. I have definitely seen this movie at least 50 times or more. I can quote the entire thing. You know, it's a Christmas staple for me. I have very, very strong feelings for this movie. So just wanted to preface that going into it. First, the casting is perfect. Also, the costumes, the makeup, the hair, like, are you joking? Are you kidding? Every single time I watch it, I'm just so utterly amazed at the sheer talent that went into just the hair and makeup alone. I mean, like, no wonder they got an Oscar for that. Because, I mean, they deserved an Oscar for literally everything in the movie, in my personal opinion. But I'm just thankful that they were recognized for their absolutely incredible talent and hard work, because that makeup is no joke. Like, the teeth like, take away the Grinch's whole shebang that took hours and hours to put on every day. The teeth, like, the Grinch's teeth, there are multiple, like, layers of teeth in his mouth. I do not understand how that happened. And also, like, the Whoville, like, the big teeth, like, I don't, and, like, they had to put those Whoville noses on everyone. Every single person in the movie. All the extras, everyone. Like, that is just crazy. Back to the casting thing, though. Casting is perfect. Like, Jim Carrey, I love you so much. I love you so much. And every single role is filled perfectly. I could not have casted that movie better. Like, there are no notes when it comes to the casting of this movie. And Anthony Hopkins doing the narration voiceover, I love you. This movie is so nostalgic for me. I mean, I can't remember a Christmas that I haven't watched it at least once, you know? It's like a Christmas Eve tradition at this point where we always watch The Grinch. And the humor is just so funny. And it's a little dark, which makes it even funnier. Like, I just love it so much. And it's so sarcastic. I honestly think that this movie, and watching it so much as a kid, is most of the reason why, like, my humor is the way that it is today. When I was a kid, I used to want to live in the Grinch's cave so badly. It's so cool. Like, the zip line to his bed, from, like, the zip line into the recliner, like, all the little gadgets he has. I was so jealous. I wanted to live there so badly. I also used to pretend to be Cindy Lou Who, and really main character moment. But I would sing her song with her, and to this day, my mama tears up every time we watch it and it gets to that scene, and she'll, like, look at me because I'll sing along to it, and, you know, I sang along to it as a kid, and so she, like, boo-hoo cries because I've grown up, you know, but I'm still singing this song, and she gets very emotional with it. This movie just has so many good quips. I can't stop talking about just the, like, fast-paced action of it and everything, and that's so Jim Carrey, too. I love him so much. Also, just the details of the set are so good, like the little Whoville animal statues and stuff, and every single detail is just very Dr. Seuss and very Christmassy, and it just really, it's like they left no stone unturned, you know, and it's really cool. This truly is such a good movie, and it has such a great meaning, too, about, you know, treating everyone fair and what Christmas is really about and what it should actually be like. It's not about gifts. We need to treat each other with respect, kindness, and love. And that really is kind of like what it boils down to at the end. This movie goes into some deeper themes too, which I really, really, really love that they dig into, and I think it's a very good thing. I once did a whiteboard presentation over said deeper themes for the people I was living in a house with. And so they just sat and listened to me talk about the Grinch for probably like 30 minutes and telling them how this Christmas movie from their childhood is actually like way deeper than they thought it was. So that's kind of what we're doing now here. You know, first they talk about discrimination. Like, hello? The Who's are awful, y'all. Like, genuinely. Like, they are literally discriminating against the Grinch because he looks different from them. Like, from day one, they're like, he's different, he's weird, he's hairy and smelly. Like, he makes a joking quote at the Whobilation, and he's like, you know, getting the taxi ride, and he's like, it's 'cause I'm green, isn't it? And, like, yeah, it is. That is literally why the Who's are being so crazy and insane and bullying him. Like, they have literally bullied him his whole life because he was hairy and green. Like, that, hello? And also, like, they literally refer to him as a what? Like, he's not, like, Cindy Lou Who's dad is like, well, he's not a who. He's more of a, and she's like, a what? And he's like, exactly, honey. He's a what? What? Hello? That is so disrespectful. That is disrespectful language. Calling him a what? That is literally, like, derogatory. Does the Grinch wreak havoc on everyone? Yes, he does. But to be so completely honest, I would have been wreaking havoc on all those people too if they were being so mean to me like they were to him in school and everything. Like, I would have absolutely gone insane, I think. And so I don't blame him. I mean, they were being so awful, and they're picking on him for something that he couldn't help. So, like, yeah. Go destroy their Christmas tree in the middle of the town. Prank call them. Like, steal their Christmas. Also, along with the Who's being awful and just horrible and nasty people, everything the Grinch has is because they throw it away in the dump. Like, the dump is over there on Mount Crumpet, where he lives, and he, like, goes there and he gets stuff and he takes it to his little cave. Him and Max do that together. Everything he has is from the dump. That means someone threw Max away. Because Max is his dog. So someone threw Max away, or he's a stray, whatever, however you want to put it. The Who's are awful. The Who's are awful. Yes, the Grinch is mean to Max sometimes, but he's there. He doesn't ever leave him. Like, when he throws him out into the snow because he was having a little Christmas holly jolly party, he immediately goes out there and picks him up out of the snow. Like, he does not just, like, throw him away to the wolves like the freaking Who's did. Anyways, I'm getting worked up. Also, the mayor, who are you to bully anyone? Have you looked in the mirror? He's literally, like, bullying and being like, you're hairy, blah, 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 you're hairy. Well, it's because your girlfriend, Martha, is in love with him and you're just jealous and insecure. The only somewhat good thing that I have to say about Mayor Mayhew is that he low-key slays and he is a diva. Like, he is a diva. But he's also a bully and mean and nasty and rude. So, I'm glad he got dumped at the end by Martha. Speaking of Martha May, the woman that you are, literally always understands the assignment. She is so fashionable and so stylish, and she's diva too. She is wonderful, and I love her. She's so gorgeous-tastic, and she always loved the Grinch for who he was. She didn't want to change him, and she was so upset back at school whenever they were bullying him. Like, she is a real one, and she might be the only one that really truly cares besides Cindy, but, like, Martha has known for a long time. Like, Martha as a child has loved the Grinch. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's been there. She's, like, number one, you know? Also, of course, we have to talk about Cindy Lou Who. Now, qualm with her. Cindy can be a little annoying. Just at times. I think we're adults. We can be real and talk about how Cindy is just a teeny tiny bit annoying at times. But overall, I love her. her determination and how fearless she is and how she tries to fix all the issues and everything between the Who's and the Grinch. Like, she's like a kid and all the adults are acting childish and she's actually acting mature. Also, she single-handedly works to show all the Who's that they're kind of like ruining Christmas by making it all about gifts and things like that, and by not truly being caring and compassionate to everyone, like, you know, by shunning the Grinch and everything. And also, she is not afraid to stand up for justice. That scene where Mayor Mayhew and her are, like, reading from the Book of Who, and he's, like, opening it and he's reading it, and she's just clocking him one after the other, and is like, well, but the Book of Who says this too. Like, absolutely insane. I love her. Yes, ma'am. We do have to go back to Lou. Lou's character growth, I love. Like, he is such a good dad at the end. Not that he wasn't a good dad to begin with, but he doesn't really, you know, try to understand Cindy at first. He just sort of plays along with what the rest of the Who's think about the Grinch and things like that. However, he actually listens to her, and when the mayor is, like, chastising her in front of the whole town, which, first of all, what? She's a child. Like, that is so uncalled for. But Lou stands up and he's like, well, if she isn't, I am. He's glad that the Grinch took everything because he realizes what Cindy's been trying to tell them all along, and he's explaining this message to everyone, being like, it's not about gifts, it's not about this, that, and the other. It's about, like, my family and the spirit of Christmas and cheer and love and joy and kindness and peace. And honestly, to stand up in front of everybody and be like, my family is all that I need and you're wrong and you're not going to talk to my daughter like that. I get it, Betty. Betty, I would have given him a little smooch too. What a man. And then he's, like, standing in front of the tree like he would get hit to save them and to help stop the sleigh and everything. What a man. What a man. Speaking of men, though, the Grinch is my biggest hear me out. If you know, you know. But, like, him in the Santa suit, be so for real. Be so for real. He's funny. I love him. Okay. I just can't even bring up specific scenes about him either, because literally every single thing that Jim Carrey does as the Grinch is so funny, and it is just so perfect. He does this role so spectacularly. The fourth wall breaks, absolutely fantastic. I just love how he took this character and really transformed it and made it even more iconic. I love him so much. I do want to talk about the Grinch's speech at the Jubilation about the gifts and everything. And he's like, that's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what it's always been about. Gifts, 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 gifts. You know? I feel like this speech is still so relevant, because there are a lot of times where we, you know, brag about our material things, or we're like, oh, well, I need to get this, or I need to get this other thing to be cool, or I need this to be up to date with everybody and all this stuff, whatever. And that's really not important. Material things really are not important. And I'm preaching to the choir because I've struggled with this in different areas for certain items and stuff. But he's right. But because also, like, material things, they will never be enough. It's like you get this one item and then next year you're asking for something new, or a newer version of the same item you have, or something like that. You know, it's like it's never enough. We're constantly wanting more and more and more. To point that out to them, and also to have that be this meaning in the film of being like, Christmas is not about this. Life is not about this. It's so relevant, and it stays relevant, and I love it. This movie is just so, it's so good. Y'all, just everything about it. The soundtrack, too, is wonderful. And I love his version of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Like, I just love the whole story. And the fact that it's all happening on a snowflake, stop. Again, my mama cries every time the little snowflake is revealed. It is just so beautiful. It's breathtaking, too. Also, don't know if you ever noticed this, but the lighting of the movie gets warmer and brighter as his heart is growing. Hello, attention to detail. It is so wonderful, and it just makes that moment 10 times more impactful, and it makes me smile seeing that type of detail. I'm giving this movie a 5 out of 5. Who is shocked? Okay, this is my favorite movie. So of course it's going to be certified delicious. Of course. And it's such a good classic Christmas movie. I urge everyone to watch this movie multiple times a Christmas season. Also, watch it throughout the year. I do. Also, I do want to point out, I used to watch the, like, TV network version of this, you know, like, when, like, ABC Family's 25 Days of Christmas, which now they're freeform. But the TV network version is different than, like, the DVD and what they have on streaming now. The TV network version has, like, extended scenes, like, little extras and stuff. And I'd recorded that version on our DVR, and that's what I watched every Christmas, so I know all of those scenes. So now when I watch it on streaming, it is so different for me because I'll be sitting there and I'm like, and I'm about to quote the scene that's going to come up, but it's actually ended up being one of the extended scenes that is cut from the streaming version. I think that on the DVD, it's under extras, like you can find the extended scenes that way. But I don't know how to watch the movie, like, fully, like, with the extended scenes, like, inside the movie, like the TV network version. And I desperately want to because it is so good. I urge you to look up on YouTube, like, the extended scenes or TV network version or something to at least see the snippets of what the scenes are. But, like, we need somebody who, I don't know who we need to contact to be, like, put out the TV network version on streaming or something. Like, please, I need it. Okay, I need it. All right, y'all. Pickle's pick for this week is Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC. Y'all already know I couldn't have gone through the Christmas season without recommending this song. It is just so, so good. And it gets me hyped for Christmas. So that's it for today's episode. I hope y'all have an amazing week. And I look forward to seeing you next week, or should I say next year, for the season 1 finale on January 2nd. Thank you so, so much for tuning in. Please like and share to support this podcast. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. And now it's time to close the jar. Love you big time. Bye.